Page 57 of the Electroplankton manual is labeled as a note from Toshio Iwai. Within, Iwai writes, "What happens when you combine a microscope, a tape recorder, a synthesizer, and an NES? The answer, he says, is Electroplankton. The Nintendo DS Curio first released in Japan on April 7, 2005, and globally across 2006. Since its launch nearly 20 years ago, this aquatic masterwork has drifted into the seas of time."
But we have the pleasure of fishing it back out of Nintendo's back catalog for you today, and who better to do that than the Backlog Banter Boys, perhaps the only people in the world who have made a yearly tradition of playing Electroplankton at Applebee's. No, that's not a joke. But we don't just love Electroplankton for the meme either. We love it in large part because of the man whose note we began by reading out earlier, Toshio Iwai.
Although Indie Zero is credited as the development team behind Electroplankton, and did work on the game extensively, it's largely Toshio Iwai's achievement, and it feels like one of the most singular creative achievements that Nintendo has ever co-signed as a result. Toshio Iwai is an acclaimed Japanese multimedia artist, whose life has been defined by a desire to create, and he's done so across all mediums. His artwork has even been showcased in the prestigious New York Museum of Modern Art in the 2011 show Talk to Me, Design and the Communication Between People and Objects.
In it, Iwai presented his Tenori-on digital musical instrument. Years prior, Adam Riley interviewed Iwai for the publication Cubed, in which Iwai remarked that Tenori-on and Electroplankton are created based on the same concept. Both of them are just like instruments that you can manipulate. Video, pictures, and music, as well as light and sound, by yourself.
As you can no doubt tell, Toshio Iwai is not from the same world as most of Nintendo's game developers. While he did work on several game projects prior to Electroplankton, beginning with Ataki on the Famicom Disk System, his creative ambitions extend well beyond the game's medium. As a result, Electroplankton didn't feel much like anything else Nintendo published prior, or since. In his same Cubed interview, Iwai said that, "I myself have acted as a media artist for a long time, and always wanted to create creative software that played on game platforms other than game software."
With Electroplankton, Iwai accomplished just that. It's a music creation experience which rejects both traditional hallmarks of video gaming and sound engineering programs alike. You can manipulate one of 10 types of Electroplankton to make different types of rhythm, composing your own songs on the spot. You can't save your creations, and you certainly can't share them with anyone, unless they're in the same room as you at the same moment.
Iwai told Cubed that, "I wanted players to enjoy Electroplankton extemporarily and viscerally, and I thought that if the save function was added, the software would become more like a tool. I didn't want a playstyle where players would have to open additional menus or windows, or have to input file names to save. Electroplankton is all about the moment, about enjoying the process of creation without becoming bogged down in the end result."
At Nintendo's famous 2005 E3 keynote, Satoru Iwata said that, "The game is different. It's designed to produce harmony, not adrenaline. So far, we are seeing different kinds of reactions to Electroplankton. Some test players are confused. They keep looking for their score or the next enemy, but others are hypnotized. There are people who simply refuse to turn the game off. No matter what your reaction, I think we can agree that this is definitely not from the world we currently call video games."
Electroplankton was not a smash hit, nor could anyone have expected it to be. The game exists now just as a stage in Super Smash Bros., and a memory beyond that. Although its 10 different Electroplankton soundscapes were individually re-released on DSiWare, the closure of the Nintendo 3DS eShop has made those inaccessible. All you can do now is seek out an expensive DS cartridge. Like the music you can compose within Electroplankton, it exists only in the moment, destined to be lost to time.